Thank you, Samson. Good morning, everybody.
Great. Your coalition issued a statement and said what has been promised or the assurance that has been given leading to organized labor calling off the strike is not sufficient. How so? Soldiers have been unleashed. They went to the first spot, the Birim River, that we're all complaining about, having seen how muddy it had become. 18 Shamfans were sitting on it. They have bent all of them. So the action has started.
Yes, good morning to your listeners. I think that I'm even more resolved in my belief, having listened to the experts who have spoken earlier about the damage that has been caused and how long it's going to take for this damage to be repaired, the problems associated with it, medical problems, social problems, economic problems, etc. And therefore, for me, whilst I've always fought against Galamsey for the past 10 years, for me right now, I see it as an outright war declared on the people of Ghana. Because this activity, this illegal, mindless activity, is wreaking havoc on us. It's genocide. You know, forget that it's ecocide, but this is genocide, calculated genocide to benefit a few pockets. So I think that whatever it is that we're doing now, Provision Galam, Halt, or whatever it is, 8 Shamfans, it's not enough. It's simply not enough. I think, to be blunt, the gloves have to come off. This has to be a bare knuckle fight. Forgive the dog-tired or cliche phrase of existentialism, but our very existence is at risk here. People are ingesting cyanide. They are ingesting arsenic. They don't even know that. See, that's the thing. And we cannot sit there and let that happen, particularly since we know. And so our coalition is very clear that whatever is happening or whatever solutions government has proffered, it's not enough. It's happened before. As you said, and the rivers were clean. But that's just the color. How about the contamination, the metal contamination? So the gloves have to come up. We've got to tackle this thing head on. Yes, it has to be community-based. There's 4 million people, one way or the other, involved with this. But there are 31 million lives at stake. So how do we go about it? I think that I listened to those who have said the state of emergency is a short-term measure or because of the timing of it and the elections. We are not asking for a state of emergency to be declared across the whole country. No, in those Galamsey areas, so that if it's whatever measure that follows with the state of emergency, the president is now possessed with powers that allow him to act in a manner where we can attack this canker frontally. Furthermore, I also believe that we've gotten to the point where there should be no sacred cows. We all know that those boys. Look, I had a friend in the political circles who went around the country and to the Galamsey areas, and according to him, what these boys are saying is that if you gave us a job, which would assure us of a minimum of 2,000 CDs a month, we would stop Galamsey. Okay? They don't like it. They are forced to do it. But as little as 2,000 CDs a month, they would stop Galamsey. So clearly, the people behind who are making the $400,000, $500,000 a month are hidden. And those are the people we must find. I'm sure we can find them, but here, this is what it is. This is where the political class has failed us. This is where leadership has failed us, because we would all know who they are. And if we went for those people in the political offices, in the regulatory institutions, etc., and we went straight for them, we will make a huge dent in this operation. I listened to AEC yesterday. I was disheartened. This is a fellow who sits on TV every Thursday and talks to Randy Abbey as the Minerals Commission boss. And clearly, yesterday, I lost a whole lot of respect for this fellow. You know? And I cannot but think that people like him, and I have to call him out, and others in these regulatory powerful positions are complicit in this dastardly act that is taking place and killing all of us. These are my initial comments.
And you will have to explain what you mean by complicit before I get a suit from them.
Yeah, well, complicit in the sense that they are not doing their job. Not in the sense that
he says, that's the truth, isn't it? He says that, well, we have seen Galamsey going on here, we have seen it going on here. Our job is that we simply report to the police. Beyond that, we don't have police powers. And that is the fact, isn't it?
Well, you know, that may be the fact. But why issue so many licenses? You understand me?
Issuing licenses, he says, is one of the ways to avoid the illegality. Because if you don't give them a license, they will go and mine illegally anyway.
I'm saying, you know, I think it's just a very lame excuse or reason or explanation. You understand me? Because we all know that there is, like we said, there is no monitoring. If you will not enforce the law, there's no enforcement. If you will not enforce, when was the last time the Minerals Commission or the EPA went out there to make sure that even those small-scale mines, which have been given licenses, are doing reclamation?
Well, they say they are doing it. Let me bring in Yaw Nsako and people like